I can't believe that the United States has fallen for all this royalty stuff, for all this. I thought it was just Canada. I thought it was just Canadians that, fawned over the royal family, over the monarchy, and I had to explain to my students that, yes, our prime minister is the head of state, but we all sort of think as the queen as our monarch, as our queen. And yeah, the prime minister really is, but the queen. It's just, I didn't think that kind of stuff would happen to the United States, but it seems to have. All this stuff over the Oprah interview, and oh my goodness. I mean, I'm listening to Because News, and I'm going, wow. We're laughing about it. I mean, come on, guys. Oh dear, Oprah, she's going to be talking to Meghan. What's she going to ask? What's Meghan going to say? Yeah. Who cares? Really, who cares? Actress, a prince, ooh, let's go like this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this happens. It happened. It's your fault. You let an actress marry a prince, You get what you... Really. But anyway, yeah. I'm on... It's just because it's in the background, so I was listening. I listen while I'm doing my work, right? Of course, I go, ah, when they have that horrible sound, because that's when the horrible sound comes, and it screams, right? But the rest of the thing, we've got people, comedians, talking about the news, the current news. So what's going on in the news, and the comedians comment on the news. And sometimes they know about it and sometimes they don't. So yeah, this came up. Anyway, I am on Tuesday. It's 11:30, and I'm on Tuesday. And I already have my task ready for Friday. Woo! And I have the Word files ready for the landlord speaking assessment and the landlord listening assessment, which my students have already done, okay? Almost all done. So I still have to, I should get the one for the next assessment and get all of them done at once, because that's, what did I say I had? I had at the end of the week on Friday, I had a reading task, okay? So I should have the Word files ready to be turned into PDFs, because that's what I do, is I give them their certificates in the form of a Word file, but I don't give them a Word file because it is alterable. I give them a PDF file, which is also alterable if you know the trick, if you have the app to do that, but really not that important. So nobody does that. Nobody, except in the higher levels where you might be able to go to university or not. You might be able to go to college or not, depending on that, getting that level. Then they might alter it, or maybe at the college they might alter it, because that's directly from college to university. But CLB 3-4, you're just trying to say should write and understand the difference between ing and ed endings. It's not a big deal at my level. Nobody tries to cheat. I mean, yes, they have tried to cheat, but that's just because that's a reflex action. Yeah, not because they are desperate for the mark. No. Yeah, so I've decided on my next my next lesson. And all the yellow ones are the ones that I have for both morning and afternoon. Eventually I run out of both morning and afternoon, but not for a long time. So I found the one that fits in with my theme of the last few weeks. So we've gone from give and follow directions in the community. No, talk to your neighbors. Then I went to give and follow directions in the community. And now I'm working on communicate with your landlord is what I did. Talk to your neighbors, give and follow directions in the community. Communicate with your so we've done 3 already. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yes. Talk to your neighbors, and the next one that I'm doing is 1, 2. I'm confusing myself. Housing rights and responsibilities, yes. I have 3 boxes checked. Such a good system, such a good system. I just should clean it up, and it's just as messy on the other one. Oh well. Yeah, so I've had my snack 10 minutes ago. And I'm working on Tuesday. It's not going to be a hard week because a reading task is easy to mark, and especially since it's marked by Onyx. Yeah, I just have to figure out how to get to the marked part in the Onyx. It's yeah. I did ask Christine yesterday if there was an easier way, and she said, short answer, go to this video and watch it. But she's got a funeral. She's got a funeral coming up, right? I said, of course, I know that. I was actually speaking with her yesterday. She was in the meeting, and before the meeting started, I got out of my class early enough to join the meet while we were chatting, and so Christine was there, and you could express your why did that come up? Somebody said phone. Oh yes, she thanked everyone for their condolences and texts, and not so many phone calls. She noticed the difference between that she got more texts and emails than she got phone calls. She got 1 phone call, but she got lots of texts and emails. And I said, oh yeah, that I can absolutely understand that. And because this was relevant, I said, this is the way it works in my family, because any news that is given over a telephone call is bad news. Because in the past few years, there have been enough people passed on, enough deaths in the family, that that was the only time when you got a phone call, is when there was some bad news that someone had died. So, your grandfather's died, your grandmother's died, your dad's died, that's the bad news that got told. So, that was an interesting, she found that interesting. And, oh no, I forgot the second part, which was also interesting. I said that part, and then the next part I said was that I had, it was, both of them were interesting. That thing about phone calls, and no phone calls. Oh yes, and then just as I'd finished saying that, and I was walking away to get my snack so that I could eat it while we were in the actual meet, it was then 2 o'clock, or no, it was then 11 o'clock, and Orson here said, it is 11 hours. And people said, what was that? What was that? They didn't know it was from me. They knew it was from someone in general because I'd left my microphone unmuted, right? Because I'd just been talking. And Orson said, it's 11 hours. And I came back quickly and I said, oh, that was my computer. It says on the hour, it says the time. Because my computer's name is Orson, I thought that would be an appropriate voice. It's a very deep voice, which you've heard. And so they found that was amusing. So went from my rather somber statement of phone calls for bad news to the funny news that, Orson says the time on the hour with a deep voice. Yeah, so there. That was my meet yesterday. So now I've said everything that I have in my memory. Okay, because I see the little red square saying, you still have more stuff. Pull up, get to work, get your work done here, and you can relax later. Hockey game tonight, yay!